Joining us now on the line is Southern California lawyer and veteran and also a novelist and columnist, Kurt Schlichter. And Kurt, what do you make of what's going on in the Capitol today?
Well, I wish I could say I was surprised. After normalizing political violence, that's now what we're seeing. And I love all the media types pretending to be shocked. It's just, I was in the Los Angeles riots. I've been used for rioting. But if you were going to mix up a perfect combination of events for this kind of outcome, well, congratulations, establishment. You pulled it off.
Yeah, it's. What do you think of Mike Pence? Does he have a future in national politics?
Well, the whole thing with Pence, he doesn't have the ability to wave a magic wand and make things, go the way that we prefer. I didn't think Mike Pence was the guy either, and I think after today, Donald Trump probably isn't going to be a guy in 2024. I think, I'm looking for some new leadership in the Republican Party, and not just faces, Howie, not just the guys out front. I'm talking about the people who actually run the party, who organize things, who make strategy, who understand that they need to appeal to people, and not just donors. This has been coming for a long time. I keep talking about how our institutions are all run by, third-generation trust fund kids, or at least cultural trust fund kids.
Like Ossoff.
They get a degree in Harvard.
But Ossoff won.
Well, exactly. Well, yeah. But go to the NFL. It's probably a degree. Go to, the post office, probably someone with an Ivy League degree. It's all these guys who didn't build these institutions. They didn't create them. And these institutions are old and all in need of reforming, and instead they're just kind of focusing on making sure that their sinecures don't go away. And and change has to come. And we saw it on the left last summer, and now we're seeing it on the right today. And then you have a media full of idiots normalizing this kind of nonsense. I mean, I look at these people and say, how are you surprised by this? What are they doing that you didn't tell your own side to do? And that's not saying it's right. This is not an excuse. This is an explanation. And you can't figure out you can't figure out how to fix something if you don't have an explanation.
Yeah, but it's the same thing in California as it was in Massachusetts or New York or Maryland or D.C. The leftist riots and looting and vandalism and arson was excused as speaking truth to power. That's not the way it's going to be portrayed tonight on national TV, is it?
No, and I think there are a lot of Americans who are going to look at it and go, now this is just baloney. Because you were saying one thing before, now you're saying something again, and they're going to be even more disillusioned. Mm-hmm. The way forward is very clear if people want a way forward, but they don't. Our elite is stupid. They're going to use this as a way to try and, they're going to double down on cultural condescension, insults, and, passing laws to take our liberty and our dignity, because they think that'll suppress us. And no, that's not they've been trying that. And this is the result. Stop. It's very frustrating because, I served this country for 27 years, and to see the failure of our, establishment, it's kind of disconcerting.
Yeah, you really wonder how long we are going to be what they used to call us, the indispensable nation. We certainly look pretty dispensable right now, don't we?
I think no, that's certainly true. And the fact is, the most important thing to the people who run the major institutions of this country is preserving their position, not doing the right thing for the American people. Donald Trump got elected because tens of millions of people were disenfranchised, felt insulted, and left out of their own country, one that they built, fed, fueled, defended. And the reaction wasn't, oh, these are people who are left out. Let's see if we can integrate them back in. It was, let's shut them up. Let's spend 4 years silencing their, attempting to undercut the person they elected. Let's run an election that
with a false narrative. With a false narrative.
A false narrative, and then and eventually we'll beat them down. Well, guys, that's not how things work. Okay, I was here in the Los Angeles riots. The LAPD kicked off the community, and the community eventually found there was one way to react. I'm not excusing it at all, but I am going to explain it, because that's it. You can't shake up a Coke bottle endlessly and then fiddle with the cap and not have it explode.
Yeah. But, there's some people going to say that that's hate speech by Kurt Schlichter to say that. He's condoning what happened today in the Capitol.
That's another, the endless lying is no help, because what happens when somebody who disagrees with you and speaks, and you go back and just say, well, you're just a liar, you're a liar, and you don't engage in a reasoned debate. What's left if you don't have reasoned debate where you encounter arguments that you don't like and deal with them and make better arguments, or change your mind if they're good arguments? Mm-hmm. What's left? What you're seeing today. I'm not in favor of it. That's just an inevitable response. If you've taken debate off the table, which they're trying to do.
Right, that's what I mean.
Do they expect people to go, oh, well, that whole freedom thing was nice, I'll just kind of shrug?
Right, because I don't want to get attacked on Twitter.
I guess I'll just give up. No, they're going to get mad. That's human nature. This stuff isn't hard. The problem is, we're run by people, who've never done anything but go to college and work in the government.
Yeah. I was mentioning that yesterday, Kurt. Think about McConnell. I mean, McConnell was an aide to a congressman or a senator. Then he gets elected to Congress. Then he gets elected to the Senate. And that's the exact same curriculum vitae as Paul Ryan, the Republican House Speaker, right? I mean, these guys have never. I mean, I know they're from Kentucky and Wisconsin. That's outside the Beltway, but their entire adult life they've been in this bubble, this incredibly affluent bubble. The Beltway, where 7 of the 10 most affluent counties in the United States are located. They don't know how we live.
That McConnell looked at, say, the 2000.
McEnany says National Guard's on the way.
And had no idea of the amount of suffering people were under because of the government. I'm not suffering because I had COVID. I'm suffering because I can't go to the restaurant I want to. There are people out there who don't have jobs. There are people out there hurting, and it's just like, dude, that's the most tone deaf thing. And again, not you're just being a liberal, give away money. No, you idiots are the ones who locked this down. You caused the damage. This is an attempt to undo it. It's an imperfect one.
Yeah.
But at least it's something. I can't even see it.
Kayleigh McEnany, just the press spokesman at the White House, just announced that the National Guard is on their way to clear out the protests in the Capitol. I don't think that, it's not going to be. I don't think there's going to be violence.
The New York Times is going to be so ticked off.
Oh, they're going to.
I mean, remember when Tom Cotton suggested it? Now it's an imperative. Now it's a moral duty.
You know what? That's a good point. I'd forgotten about that. I was at the supermarket the day after they released the conversation between Trump and his lawyers and Mike Pompeo and Raffensperger.
Uh-huh.
And there was the guy in front of me was buying the New York Times, and the headlines made it sound like it was 9/11 or Pearl Harbor. You know, I mean, it was stripped across the whole front page. It was just it was a settlement talk. Kurt, you do that every day, don't you? As a lawyer, you have settlement talks in a civil case, right?
Of course, but nobody will tell you that.
Right.
I mean, everything is a lie and a scam. You can't reason. You can't get unbiased information. You know, how do they expect people to deal with problems? I think what they expect is surrender. That's not human nature. We have our system depends on all of these things working. You have to have faith in the election system. You have to be able to speak freely. You have to have access to the ability to speak. You have to be able to participate in society, even if you don't agree with everything everybody else does. And when you take those little bits and pieces out, if the system starts teetering, and they're like, well, I can't believe it. Your people aren't supporting the system. Oh, I'm going to pull another little Jenga block out of it, but that's okay.
Kurt, we got to move on. But what's your latest novel, and why should people go on Amazon and get it?
My latest novel is Crisis, and it features a bunch of political activists charging into the Capitol.
Really?
So I'm a little, yes.
Wow.
But Lindsey Graham fights back by pulling somebody's hair, so we got that.
All right, Kurt. That's
but
Kurt.
No, it does. So this is a little bit trippy for me.
That's good. It's it's good for. It should be good for sales anyway. I mean, I know it's. Again, we don't want to say
this. What's going to happen next? By Crisis.
What happens next after they get into the Capitol in your book? I know. I guess I don't want to know. I don't want to be accused of inciting to riot.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
All right, Kurt Schlichter, we always appreciate you being here. You're doing a great job with your column and your books and everything else. We appreciate it. I'm glad you've recovered from COVID. I got my shot today down in Florida.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah. I know they keep talking about Florida seniors furious over vaccine rollout. I don't see anybody furious about this. See, it seems it's working a lot better in Florida than it is in New York. I'll tell you that.
You know, it's all a lie and a scam, and that's a real problem.
Yeah. All right, Kurt Schlichter, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. We're all looking for ways to save money, right? Especially now. So let me ask you this. How'd you like to keep an extra $961 a year in your pocket? That's how much Gabby customers save per year on average on car and home insurance. That's why when I was shopping for insurance, I used Gabby. This is the time of year, first of the year, when we go shopping for insurance. We're trying to cut expenses, make resolutions to cut expenses, cut food intake, et cetera, et cetera. Well, Gabby takes the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers. Just link your current insurance account, and in just minutes, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have. That's exactly what I did. Gabby is fast, it's easy, and I was with my old car insurance company for so long, I couldn't even remember how long it was. The guy who sold me the policy, I lived in Somerville at the time. He's been dead for, I think, 20 years. That's how long I've had it. But, you know, when I put in my old insurance into Gabby, I saw how much money I could save. It was amazing. They showed me all kinds of quotes. They saved me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. As I mentioned earlier, Gabby customers save $961 per year on average. I'll bet that'd be nice to have in your pocket every year. If they can't find you savings like they did for me, they'll let you know so you could relax knowing that you have the best, most inexpensive rate out there. And they'll never sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. You're probably overpaying on car and home insurance. That just stands to reason. See how much Gabby can save you. You're under no obligations. You have nothing to lose. It's totally free to check, and there's no obligations. Go to Gabby.com/Howie. That's GABI.com/Howie. GABI.com/Howie. I'm Howie Carr.
You're tuned into the Howie Carr Radio Network.